Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. In concert with current COVID-19 requirements, face coverings are required for all non-vaccinated participants in the public meeting room unless they fit into one of the allowable exceptions. When speaking, while maintaining social distance, participants may remove their face covering. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the township's YouTube channel. The township is expecting to utilize this vehicle for all future public meetings during and after the COVID-19 crisis. Please continue to check the township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the township's website and will be posted on the front of the township building. The township will also be recording the meeting and making it available for viewing via the township website and YouTube channel. While every effort will be made to ensure the live streaming and website are working, East Lampeter Township takes no responsibility for and cannot be held liable for the unavailability of live streaming in part or in full due to technical issues beyond its control. Live streams and recordings of all meetings remain the property of East Lampeter Township and are protected by copyright. Access to live streams and recordings of meetings is provided for personal and non-commercial use. Video, images, and audio must not be altered, reproduced, or republished without permission of East Lampeter Township. It is suggested that all participants on Zoom mute their microphone during the meeting until they wish to speak, make a motion, or vote. All votes will be taken by roll call so that they can be properly recorded. In order to accommodate public comments at this meeting, the township will be accepting public comments in writing or via email. Instructions for the submission of public comments are available on the township website. All those providing public comments will be required to provide their name and address in order for their comments to be read into the record. Inappropriate comments will not be read into the record. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Order. Glenn Eberly, can you hear us?
Yes.
Thank you. Dave Buckwater, Supervisor Dave Buckwater, Supervisor, the Vice Chair John Blowers, Supervisor Ethan Demi, and Chair Corey Meyer are in the room. Okay, please join me in the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. In addition, we have Tara Hitchens and Ralph Hutchison supporting us tonight. Okay, next on the agenda, we have public comment for non-agenda items only. Is there anyone here first on the Zoom for non-agenda items? Okay. Anyone in the room for non-agenda items? Okay. Next on the agenda, we have 4 consent agenda. We have a few items of note. We have approval of the minutes of the Monday, May 3rd, 2021 regular meeting. 4B, we have approval to pay invoices from all funds. It's a total of $1,802,831.97. There's multiple items of note, which I'll read off. First, we have $45,432.50 to Susquehanna Municipal Trust for quarterly workers' comp coverage payment. $17,461.50 to Town Planning Partnership LLC for the Bridgeport Mobility Plan Consulting Services. $212,773.23 to City of Lancaster for quarterly sanitary sewer flow charges. $24,061.76 to East Lampeter Industrial Commercial Development Authority for the 2020 TIF payment. $10,718.68 to Hand in Hand Fire Company for insurance and fuel reimbursements. $65,000 to our total of $65,000 to our volunteer fire companies for quarterly contributions. That works out to $16,250 each. $16,211.16 to LASA for quarterly sanitary sewer flow charges. $186,440.50 to LASA for 2008 to 2018 adjustment to sanitary sewer flow charges. Is that the final payment for that?
That'll be it, yes.
Great. $9,250 to local libraries for quarterly contributions. That breaks down to $4,250 to Lancaster, $3,145 to Manheim Township, $1,850 to Peckaway Valley. We split those up per rata based on our use from our township residents.
Correct.
And then $293,631.90 to Allen Myers LP for 2021 in-place paving materials. Next on the consent agenda, a few more. We have C, request for release of financial security for 144 North Bronx Road. Township engineer inspected the site, provided a letter recommending release of the financial security for this project. We have D, a request for a release of financial security 2506 South Cherry Lane. They provided a letter recommending a release of financial security for that project. The first one, 144, leaves a zero balance, and 2506 South Cherry Lane also remaining balance of zero as well, so full releases. And then E, request for reduction of financial security for CV Middle School project, and that will that will keep a remaining balance of $4.2,063,016.17. That was the longest consent agenda we've had probably about 2 years. So those are the items for the consent agenda. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I can move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, motion made by John.
Second.
Second by Ethan. Any comment from the board? Okay. Any comment from the public on the consent agenda? Okay. We will do a roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Aye. Okay, motion passes 5-0. Okay, next on the agenda, we have police recognition presentations. Chief Steve Zerby. It's our favorite time of the meeting.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Appreciate the time to recognize some of our officers. Can I have Officers Jordan Miller and Officer John Warner please come up? Officers Miller and Officers Warner are being recognized for a life-saving award tonight that they were both on. So my letter reads the same aside from the difference in names. On Wednesday, the 2nd of December 2020 at approximately 1:09 p.m., we each responded to the Red Roof Inn for a 63-year-old male in cardiac arrest. Upon arrival, you discovered the subject's daughter performing CPR. You administered a single shock via your AED and then began chest compressions. Between your life-saving measures and those provided by responding fire and EMS personnel, the male subject's heart started beating on its own again. In the saving of a life, you have performed one of the highest callings of our profession. You are to be commended for your outstanding performance in the precise moment it was needed most. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. You have to stay the entire meeting now. Please don't. Please don't.
Thanks for your service.
There you go.
That's great. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jordan, how do you like the truck, by the way, while you're here? Yeah, I took a picture with it, so thanks. Good. Awesome. Chief.
Yes, can I have Officer Ryan Wiggin come up? This isn't the first time that we've recognized the efforts of Officer Wiggins, so I'm glad to do this again. I've been advised by your shift supervisor, Sergeant Brian Clooney, of your exceptional performance of duty. On Sunday, March 28th of this year at approximately 1:30 a.m., you were on routine patrol when you observed an occupied vehicle, engine running, parked in the Quality Inn Hotel. While checking on the vehicle and occupant, you discovered the driver's window to be down and observed as the sole male occupant to be smoking a blunt and smelled a strong odor of burning marijuana. You detained the male on the suspicion of marijuana possession and use, during which time he admitted to having a firearm in the vehicle. You requested assistance from Sergeant Cloonan to see if in fact there was a firearm in plain sight. You were advised that there was and later confirmed that the loaded firearm was reported stolen from the state of Delaware. After positive marijuana test results, you arrested the male subject for a felony receiving stolen property, felony firearms not to be carried without a license, and possession of marijuana. Due to your proactive policing efforts, you removed the stolen firearm from the street, making East Lampeter Township a safer place to live. You are to be commended for your excellent work. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Good to see everyone. Okay, next on the agenda, we have 6A, request for additional time extension to record plan, 1625 Krills Meadow Ridge Drive. Is there someone here for that item? Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, we're on Zoom.
Okay, great. Yes, we can see you.
Okay.
You can see us as well.
Yes, we can.
Do you want to just give us a brief description of what you're looking for?
Okay, so as I don't know if you all remember, this has been a long drawn out process for us. And last year you had given us a year extension. And then of course with COVID and everything, things just didn't move as quickly as what we had thought. So the holdup has been the letter of credit, which just recently we were able to acquire those funds. And we're in the process of getting getting the actual letter from the bank and everything, and down to the wire of the deadline. So the reason we're requesting the extension for just like a month or two is just to make sure that we don't lose what we've done so far. And so that's basically it in a nutshell.
Kind of to the original intent of the plan. I remember this went back to 2016, I believe.
Yes.
I guess, yeah, based on the number, but what was the actual intent of the plan? Was it to subdivide?
Yes. Yes. So it's a subdivision plan. Yes.
Okay.
And it's been approved and everything by the township and all. It was just the letter of credit we didn't have the funds readily available at that time. And so that's just recently been made available to us.
Okay. And the current letter is asking for an extension of somewhere between 4 and 6 months.
Yes, and I wrote that before we actually had the commitment for the funds. So I'm 95% sure we wouldn't need more than, it is possible we might meet it before June 15th, which is the current deadline. But just to be on the safe side, we just don't want to lose all the work that we put into that subdivision part.
But out just for 1 second, you said a date in your statement.
June the 15th is
Is that
June
okay,
15th
and
is the
and that's
current.
why this is coming in front of us. Understood.
Yes.
Okay.
June 15th is the
Okay.
current deadline that we had to get the plot recorded in the
Yes.
courthouse.
Questions from the board?
Would the 90 days
Yeah, that's
serve
where I was.
purpose? Would that be?
Yes, 90 days, I feel would be plenty.
And Hutch, the last time we gave an extension was
A year
a
ago.
year ago
And
till June 15th, essentially.
correct.
So
Yes.
a year. Okay. And there was active work. I mean, clearly there's been some work since you sent this letter.
Yes.
Okay. Hutch, staff,
I
want to hear your feedback.
Yeah, I do have concerns about a couple of things. There were some other conditions that had to be met. And I don't know if the Krills have had those revisions to the plan made or anything that needed to be addressed by the other conditions. I'm also concerned about the length of time that's passed, that the amount of the financial security should be updated beyond what it was originally set at.
So the ordinance currently calls for a 10% increase.
Whenever a letter is posted for financial security, within that letter document, it indicates that it increases by 10% annually.
Right.
Girls, would you like to comment on any of those conditions? Do you have any comments
So-
on that?
I was gonna say, my name's Dave Grills. Our engineer is actually coming in there probably tomorrow to speak to whoever,
No, just to
He-
drop off the plan.
drop off the plans. So he's aware of it, so. As far as we know, I mean, we have to add some more money to that, and then, we'll have to do what we have to do to make that happen.
Who is the engineer?
Rob from,
RAV Associates.
Sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, RAV,
Okay,
thank you.
okay. Yeah, other questions? Hutch, anything else from staff's perspective for the conditions and the financial security or the big pieces?
Yes.
And in past years, when we have approved this moving forward, we essentially just approved it with a time extension, no look at financial security or anything else. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So the requirement is 10% on an annual basis?
Right, and that's once it's posted. We, review of them after, this much time has gone by. There's nothing in the ordinance that speaks to that. It's just my feeling that because of the time that's passed, the amount of security for the amount of work that's needed probably, needs to be more security to secure all the work that needs to be completed. It's essentially stormwater work.
Yes.
And that sort of, is that, Mr. Krills, did you say something?
No, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking
Okay.
about, sorry.
Okay. Yep. So that year will be June 15th. that we were looking at.
Since you last gave an extension, the deadline at that time was set for June 15th of this year.
Glenn, any questions?
Now, if we would get it in there,
No.
oh, I'm sorry, can I speak?
Yeah, let me just ask Supervisor Everly first.
Okay,
No questions.
Okay, back to you, Mr. Curls.
okay. If we would have everything lined up and the money and all that, so it needs to be done before the 15th, would we have to go through all this, or can we still keep it as it is?
You mean, would we have to have the increase?
Yes,
Yeah, you'd have to actually get the plan recorded by the 15th.
right,
I would expect that to be very challenging.
okay.
From what perspective?
But the answer would be, if you could
Yes.
record it,
Yes.
these other conditions would not come into play. But if you can't, then they will.
Okay,
So in order to record it, I know that, Rob, our engineer, he's working with he's very aware of what all needs to be done. And I believe everything has been completed except for the letter of credit and then some signatures.
There's also a deferral agreement for roadway, sidewalk, curb improvements, and the operation and maintenance agreement for the stormwater facilities.
And what is that?
That's an agreement that your engineer actually forwarded without your signature in a prior submission, which you
Oh.
would now need to sign.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's
Those
just.
would all get recorded with the plan.
Yes, yes. So that's all just a matter of signatures, correct?
It is, but all those people have to be available in order to do that. Once the document's set, our township engineer is going to have to look at the revisions to the plan, to make sure that, all the conditions that were included by the board have been addressed. So, unfortunately, that just takes time.
So what time do you think we need extra to make sure this all takes care of, the problem be solved? A couple of months or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the decision for extension is at the board. It's the question, you, the applicant, you have put out 4 to 6 months. You're now saying, in this conversation that it's likely a lot less, as
Yes.
little as a couple days. But, my feeling is that I would want to give you sort of one last chance, but I want to have a tight time frame on it. I mean, you weren't here at those other meetings, and I think we all over and over again said, let's give one more chance. We really want to help them. We want to, one more year, 6 months. So, for me, I would say I'm up for one more chance. Maybe 60 days, maybe 90 days. That's where my head is right now. But I'm not going for 4 to 6 months, and I'm not going to approve something, the next time.
Okay.
So that's where my head is. But I don't have a motion on the table yet. I'm just giving my thought at this point.
If we go 3 months, that'd be September 15th, which falls on a Wednesday after our first meeting.
That's great. That's great. I would be fine with that. And that gives us time,
So I have, I'm sorry.
Sure. We don't have a motion on the table. Please feel free to say something.
Okay, so in that time frame, then you said about the possibility of requiring additional funds. Like, what does that look like? Or if that is going to be a stipulation?
Sorry. Or Tara, if you want to.
That would actually be determined by your engineer as a
Okay.
probable cost opinion, which would be then confirmed by the township engineer.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Those steps would have been done in the past, but the amounts probably just in the last month have changed based on, material costs and so forth. So, yeah, your engineer does it, our engineer looks at it, approves it, and then go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Board, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we grant a 90-day extension for Krill subdivision plan number 2016-25. That 90 days would take us to September the 15th. And that would, I guess that would be the final time extension for the subdivision plan.
I would think 90 days would be something like around the week. Am I not doing that?
It's probably right.
Because we have a meeting, right?
The 15th falls on a Wednesday in September.
Right. Which is a little more than 90 days, which I think is fine.
Yeah. If we just set it for September, that would be
You okay to amend your motion to this Wednesday?
Yep.
So we go to Wednesday, September 15th. We have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Ethan. Question.
Does the board want to include the requirement to update the financial security amount?
Yes.
The ordinance does not require it. It is something that we would have to put onto our motion.
Correct. The ordinance requires, once it's, the letter has to indicate in the financial security that if it goes beyond a year, the work done and the security isn't released, 10% is added at that time. So this is a plan authority to set it. It's at the same amount that it was in 2016 right now. So if you want to update it, you should include that in your motion.
Correct. I'll set an amended motion.
So move.
Okay.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah, just so I understand, the update would be that the engineer recalculating cost. It's not automatically adding the 10%. Right.
Right, so
Okay.
it's recalculating costs at, just like a new plan came in
Right.
today.
Engineer will, based on their engineer's evaluation, and then our engineer.
Okay, so we have a motion to request time extension to Wednesday, September 15th with a new financial security calculation. Okay, motion was made by John, second by Ethan. Any other comments from the board? The applicant understand and have any other comments or questions?
We understand. No comment.
Great. Any other comments from the public? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Chair's aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have 7. We have a public hearing regarding Comcast Cable TV franchise renewal. I will open up this hearing. Good evening. This is a public hearing of the Township Board of Supervisors regarding cable franchise renewal for the Township of East Lampeter. This public hearing is held pursuant to Section 626 of the Federal Cable Act, which sets forth the process for franchise renewal. Township's current franchise with Comcast will expire soon, and the township is beginning the process for renewing this franchise. This public hearing is part of the preliminary portion of franchise renewal, which the township reviews the cable operator's past performance and identifies the township's future cable-related community needs. Noting that cable rates and channel, carriage, packaging issues as a matter of federal law are not within the purview of the township as a local franchise authority. As such, as part of the public hearing, we invite comments from any citizens who wish to speak regarding either or both of the aforementioned subjects. Franchise renewal is the best opportunity for municipalities to assert their rights with respect to the cable operator, to obtain important benefits in return for granting the cable operator the right to use their public rights of way. These benefits include a state-of-the-art cable system now and in the future, 2, strong customer service standards, 3, detailed reporting requirements from the cable operator, 4, maximized franchise fees, 5, public educational and governmental channels if desired, 6, PEG capital support funding where applicable, 7, legal protections of the rights of way, and 8, better mechanisms to enforce the franchise agreement. These are just some of the potential benefits available through franchise renewal. Citizens may address these items or any other cable-related items that are important to them. We'll now open the hearing up to citizen comments. Thank you. Did we receive any comments via email?
We did not.
Are there any comments on Zoom?
There are not.
Okay. Are there any comments from members of the public? Any comments from staff? The
No.
board?
No.
I think it's something that the public doesn't probably understand and comprehend. You know, we allow, to boil it right down, we allow the cable company to run their wires in our rights of way. They use poles that are probably leased from EPNL or AT&T or Verizon, whoever is still around there. You know, so it is an issue of public concern or an issue of, you know, public question. So it's one of those issues. Until I got the Board of Supervisors, I wouldn't even guess what we're dealing with, you know, but it certainly allows local communities to negotiate, I guess, you know, have a conversation with the cable providers and say, hey, you're using our right of way, you're using the public right of way, the public's going to get something additional. I'm happy with my Comcast service. Doesn't preclude me from buying other services on top of it. But as a member of the public, I will say, you know, I understand it. And I appreciate why we do this.
Okay. Ethan, any comments? You're good.
Not a huge fan of my cable, but
That makes one of them.
Okay.
This entire thing is an antiquated system that should just go away. But we can thank Governor Rendell for his good work in making us do this.
Okay. This was advertised as a public meeting.
Yes.
Not hearing any other comments. Proper protocol would be to take a motion to close the hearing.
Sure.
Okay. I will accept the motion to close the public hearing regarding the cable franchise renewal for Township of East Lampeter Township.
So moved.
Okay. Second. Moved by John, second by Dave. Any other comments on the motion to close the public hearing? Any comments from anyone else about closing the public hearing? Okay. Roll call vote. Glenn.
Aye.
Dave. Aye. John.
Aye.
Ethan. Aye. Aye. Okay. The hearing is closed. Let's do it again in
10 years.
10 years.
The franchise hasn't been completed yet, so
Okay.
we are still working through the process of the renewal with help from legal counsel. So that'll come before you at some point to approve the new franchise.
Sounds great. Okay. 7B, we have resolution regarding the sewer planning module 340 Beachdale Road. Hutch.
Yes, this property owner wants to extend the public system to serve existing EDUs on the property, residents on the property. And so in order to do that, we need to do the planning first, get approved by DEP, and then it would move forward. So this is a normal module for that process.
Yep. Okay. Motion for the resolution. Okay. Second by Dave, second by John. Any other comments from the board on the resolution? Any comments from the public? Okay. Roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
Dave? Aye. John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. And next, we have amendment of development agreement for volleyball corner. Hutch, why don't you give us background on this one?
Sure. So when Volleyball Corner was originally approved as a land development, the board had entered into a developer's agreement, with the property owner to complete a section of sidewalk a little bit east of the site to get over to the intersection, the Walmart eastbound ramp intersection. The agreement was that he was to do the design and pay towards the installation up to a maximum of $10,000. Through our efforts related to the Lincoln Highway streetscape, we've been working with PennDOT to design improvements in that area, and there have been problems with trying to design improvements in that specific location because of the culvert that goes under Lincoln Highway there. So we approached the developer about extending the agreement where we can hopefully resolve those issues in the next number of years, hopefully. And he was agreeable. So this agreement was prepared by the township solicitor to memorialize that extension of time.
Great. And it looks like they've already signed their side. Let's just wait for our approval and signature.
Correct.
Excellent. Great. Good. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. Thank you for working through that. I know, I mean, tough intersection, especially when they have tournaments there and so forth, but at least we'll have some closure there. Okay, do we have a motion for the amendment of the development agreement for volleyball corner? Okay. Motion made by John, Dave. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by John. Okay, any other comment from the board? Any comment from the public?
No.
Okay. Okay. We'll do a roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
John, Dave,
Aye.
sorry. John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Okay, Chair, aye. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, next we have acknowledgement of zoning amendment petition regarding business park zone. It's like, see, Tony Sites and Claudia. There you go. Tony, you're gonna talk first, or Claudia, or? No, they may not want to talk at all. That's fine. They're just listening.
So-
Understood. Hutch, I'm passing it to you.
Yeah, Claudia Shank, I'm sorry about that. I'm happy to provide any information the board has, would like to hear from us this evening, but really this is just the first step in the process. So we've submitted a proposed text amendment. We'll present at the hearing on this matter, a full presentation about what we're requesting and why we're requesting it. And I know there have been some conversations previously with the board relative to this text amendment, but this is just the first step in the process. We're just asking for the board to accept our petition and to refer it to the county and township planning commissions for their feedback and comments.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. So they submitted this petition to amend the zoning ordinance, a text amendment to the zoning ordinance. And this is the first step in that process. They're asking the board to accept the submission, authorize staff to our planning partners, and then eventually schedule a time for a public hearing where the board would hear it more fully.
Okay. Sounds good. So does this actually need a motion? Is not necessary for this.
It does not necessarily need a motion, but
So we acknowledge the zoning amendment petition regarding the business park zone district, and we look forward to staff sharing it with the planning partners of that. Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Claudia and Tony. Okay, 8, we have resolution regarding body camera program funding, Fund 4 budget. Chief, do you want to mention anything about this, or I put people on the spot?
Glad to. In the 2021 budget, we allotted for $60,000 to be used towards the purchase of body cameras. And of course, the total would have been more than that. We had a multiple agency grant application that we were hoping to get somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 awarded. The grant was denied. So now we're left with $60,000, but we need another it's 53 or approximately to make the purchase to move forward.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I'm seeing other townships, other municipalities also going to their boards now requesting this as well. So Fund 4 is our police forfeiture fund. So anything else?
No, I think
Great.
Chief covered it.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a resolution for the body camera program funding?
I move we approve the resolution regarding the funding for the body cameras.
Okay, motion's made and second. Made by Dave, second by Ethan. Any other comments from the board? Okay, any comments from the public? Note that Chief is working on a policy related, lengthy policy related to the body cam.
That's correct. Our longest policy, actually.
Yes, yes. It's coming along just fine.
It's done for the most part. There's a couple of bits and pieces in there that I've, through speaking with other chiefs in the county, and questioning that we maybe should tweak before we actually adopt the policy and start using the body cameras. But yes.
Okay. We'll do a roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
Dave? Aye. John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Aye. Okay. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, 8B, we have resolution regarding destruction of township records.
So this is the required process under state law to have the board authorize the destruction of certain township records in accordance with a schedule that's provided through the state, the municipal records manual. And in addition to some of the normal things that we usually do these for, although it's relatively infrequent related to financial records, we've also been moving staff members around, as you're aware. And so it required that some boxes that had been moved from the old building over to here finally be sorted through, and we identified a bunch of records in those boxes that met the requirements for destruction. So it's a little bit longer list than we normally have you look at, but we would ask your consideration and approval of the resolution to destroy these township records.
Okay. The motion for the destruction of township records resolution.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution authorizing the disposal of records according to statutory requirements.
Yeah. Okay, motion is made.
Second.
Second by Dave. Okay, any other comments from the board? Okay, any comments from the public? Okay, do a roll call vote, Glenn?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye, motion passes. Okay, we have 8C, proposal regarding engineering final design for Lincoln Highway East Phase 3. Looking forward to this.
Yes, what we've been calling the Phase 3 project is the project east of the intersection of the Twin and the new Tanger entrance at the traffic signal there. So moving east from that direction is, from a location is what's involved with this project. We were successful in getting multimodal funding, both from the Commonwealth Financing Authority and from PennDOT to support this project. We've gone through the preliminary engineering process and now move into the PennDOT required final engineering, final design process for this project. So we received a proposal from the design engineer we've been working with, which and the proposal amount for this final design work would be 420, estimated total fee, $420,226. But that'll get us to the point of having bid documents completed and out and ready for construction. We're hopeful that we can get those out so we can have construction starting in 22. All, yeah, their work would go up through that point. Yep, bidding services included, yep.
Great. Any questions for Hutch? Okay, accept the motion to approve the proposal for engineering final design.
I'll make a motion that we approve the proposal from McMahon for final design for Lincoln Highway Phase 3 Streetscape Pedestrian Enhancement Project.
Second by Dave. Any other comments from the board? Okay. Any comments from the public? Okay. Do a roll call vote. Glenn?
Aye.
Aye.
How many times am I going to call you John? John?
Aye.
Ethan? Aye. Okay. Aye. Motion passes.
There you go.
Okay. Next, we have manager's report and a store report.
Yes, staff prepared another update for the board on our stormwater efforts related to the MS4 permit and our pollution reduction efforts. The one thing that I would call your attention to would be the last item shown, which I had asked for a listing of information on the amount of activity that we have on small projects and exemptions and fee credits. So I thought that might be of interest to the board going forward. So we'll update that monthly for you. We do have a project off of Greenfield Road in the area of North Eastland that's under design right now and would be one of our pollution projects. So,
great. Any other?
No, not at this time.
Okay. I did want to. Yeah.
I can't remember if I had. I'm pretty sure I had announced the hiring of the new director of planning, so I don't think I need to do that again. So,
congrats to Tara for her great.
Yes.
We'll do that again. Do that again next month. I'll probably mess up your title. I did want to just give special commendations to Casey Puffle, our newest Olympian. I was asking Mr. Reed, Kim Glass was an East Lampeter resident or not. He said she was. So I guess Casey might be our second Olympian, possibly.
Only ones that I know of.
Yeah. So I know at some point in the near future we're going to do something a little more formal, likely even with the school district. But very proud of Casey, and we'll be cheering her on from East Lampeter all the way to Tokyo. So best of luck. Any other comments from the board before we accept adjournment?
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Second. Made. Second. Any other comments from the board? Okay. Any comments from the public? Okay.
No.
Roll call vote. Glenn.
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Ethan. Aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.